Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Uh, I wanted to see if we can't concentrate on the Nightmare Mine building, seeing how the park only uses it during Fright Fest, and they've recently, 2 years ago, remodeled the outside of it. Of course, I don't think anyone knows what they've done on the inside. I'm sure they've done some work onto it. Of course, the left-hand side right here is what they've really worked on. Now, this tank on the right-hand side, I'm not for sure if they're going to repaint it and retheme it or what, but there's a ride that it's not a coaster with tracks, but it's something that uh, could really work inside the building. And Intamin designs it. I'm sure someone else can design it, but it's I can't really pronounce the name of it correctly. It's from Effelting. Uh, Dante Mackerby. I don't bash all over me because I don't know how to pronounce that name. Uh, it can work just about anywhere in the inside the building. Can be rethemed to well, an old Western haunted hotel and run it throughout the season without it just sitting there not doing anything. Uh, with that, uh, the park can also use it during Fright Fest. Now I know the park likes to use that building at the end of the season during Fright Fest to make extra cash flow for it. Well, go up on the season passes a little bit and the memberships. Well, maybe not, but the season passes, the park uh, entrance price, and parking to cover that cost that they've lost during Fright Fest. Uh, you could retheme it with the look like digital movie, um, and it would work. It would work just as perfect. But the only downside to something like this, uh, if I'm not mistaken, wherever I read it at, I had to Google the price tag on this ride. Uh, they, Everything had to pay. I think it was 20 up to $30 million for a complete overhaul of their building. But they added so much to theirs on the outside. So, but Frontier City doesn't really have to because they've already got all of it there. That it, to me, it just needs to be repainted on the outside. The the tank, uh, add a better queue line. Now, the ride itself lasts. What is it? I think if I watch the video, I'm not going to steal someone's video to show you all the on ride video, but it lasts about 4 minutes. Um, it it makes you feel like you're on a coaster, but you're really not. Uh, I don't know what the price tag would be if they just put one in here into the building. Uh, this would cover at least one season, and I'm sure the line would be extremely packed because it would be indoors out of the heat, and if it's cool at night, you'd be inside where it's warm on the inside. So with that, um, there's other rides that you can place inside the building that would that would really work. You could retheme all this to an old western haunted house, like I said, or haunted house, haunted motel hotel. Because think of the old west where it's dead, and if you ever watch any of the old western movies, some of them are a dead town, and they made movies over that of people that I don't know, people gunslingers passed away inside of an old hotel and it's haunted. I, this would be almost a perfect fit for the park on the inside of the building. If not, then they could add some. They could put what, the spinning mouse from uh, Six Flags America inside that building, and re retheme it to something that would fit the old western movie, the old western, the 1880s western is what the park is themed about. Other than that, um, over the weekend the park was packed. Uh, there was 45 minutes to an hour wait. That's what everybody was saying. That's actually good for the park because it brings up the attendance. Um, we're not even into the summertime hours yet. Now there was a lot of complaints about the hours being cut. The hours were not cut. The the guests with the memberships and season passes, most of them, I don't know the percentage in the group, complained about not opening up late. Well, the park wanted to go from 11 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. Well, too many complaints were posted into the group saying that they want to do it at nighttime. Of course, Hurricane Harbor closes around 6, maybe 7. So they want to go over there, and after that's done, they want to go to the Frontier over to Frontier City at night and ride the rides and cool down from the hot summer heat. Um, so the park decided to go ahead and change the hours for the guests. It was not because they're losing hours. It's not that has nothing to do with it. It was all because of the guests in the group. Because I read every one of them. This is what they wanted, and that's what the park delivered. Uh, I don't know if they're losing money. I don't think they're losing any money. I think they're balanced out for uh, throughout the season. If anything, they don't have enough employees to cover all the rides. So that's the only downside to Frontier City is there's not enough uh, employees. That's why most of the rides have to be closed. Because every time we go, uh, I'd always ask one of the maintenance uh, personnel what's wrong with the ride. They said nothing. They said we're just understaffed and they can't run this particular ride with not enough employees in the park. So that's the biggest reason why they can't run a lot of the rides when they've got them fixed up and maintained properly. But I'm going to give my hats off to maintenance because they did get the gunslinger up and running, but it is a prototype from Zamperla. Uh, that's apparently that's the way they're going to run it. Like I said before, they're going to run the gunslinger just exactly the way it is. Let's see. I think that's about all I know as of right now because there hasn't been much talked about because the weather has a lot of factors. Because the past 2 weeks we've had nothing but rain and the park can't open up. That's what Six Flags is saying. The weather. I know for a fact the weather is bad because I can't even get out there and mow most of the time because it would stop for a day and the next day it would rain again. It would stop for a day, it would rain again, stop for a day, rain again, nonstop for 2 weeks straight. So that's why the park could not open up the way they wanted to. It rained too much, and sometimes they'll close the rides down and you can stay in the buildings. They decided just to close the park down because they weren't making any money because there wasn't enough guests in there because it was raining too much. So that's the only issues with our park as of right now. The weather is a big factor in all this. Anyway, that's all I needed to mention. I'm gonna work on another video here in a minute, and hope you enjoy this one. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks for your subscriptions. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.